It's time for the mic drop as we explore one topic to end the show. Social media is a powerful tool, one that all of us interact with, either passively or actively, every day. And when I say all of us, I mean all of us. Per the analytics reporting site DemandSage, 90% of the U.S. population uses social media daily. And why wouldn't they? Think of all the things that one can do with it. Pursue employment or educational opportunities, build lasting relationships both locally and abroad, start a campaign for worthwhile organizations or causes. It can also be used to foment distrust of institutions like the media and political parties, while at the same time advancing the tenets of extremism, violence, and insurrection. Advancements which social media companies failed to address in the months and days leading up to the attack on the Capitol. Failures, by the way, which the January 6th committee, as reported in today's Washington Post, laid out in a 122-page memo summarizing the investigations. The key findings show that social media companies were prepared for threats to the voting process but failed to anticipate post-election violence, that delayed response to the rise of far-right extremism and President Trump's incitement of his supporters helped to facilitate the attack on January 6th, that far-right platforms were the site of violence and grew their user bases as a response to moderation actions by major companies, that platforms did not have significant outreach from law enforcement prior to January 6th, and that Facebook did not fail to grapple with election delegitimization after the election so much as it did not even try. Now I can go through each of these one by one, but what I find more important and surprising is that little to no mention was made of any of this during the hearings, nor in the committee's final report, even though it seems pretty important. I mean, the staffers who put the memo together wrote, the sum of this is that alt-tech, fringe, and mainstream platforms were exploited in tandem by right-wing activists to bring American democracy to the brink of ruin. And that these platforms enabled the mobilization of extremists on smaller sites and whipped up conservative grievance on larger, more mainstream ones. So why wasn't this made public? Why weren't the heads of these companies questioned about any of this by the committee? Because committee leaders decided to focus on Trump and not confront the domestic terrorism we've all watched take hold in front of us, nor take on the companies involved. At least this is reportedly what anonymous sources close to the situation have said. And by the way, I believe it. We've all seen the rise of the angry rhetoric on social media. We've all watched as someone we know has been corrupted by it. And we've all wondered, why isn't something being done to control it? Usually what's said is that it's a free speech issue. Well, it's not. These are private companies that can control the content on their sites if they so choose. Or that the airing of these views, like, say, calls of public lynchings, are not really that dangerous. Now, that will be said, but what it looks like is that our leaders simply don't have the stomach to do it. And it's possible that they don't because we don't. Not enough of us are willing to say enough is enough, and neither are they, so the hate will keep growing until it can no longer be stopped.